Good evening, light. Thank you, illuminators and way showers, and my apologies for the abrupt ending to the last video, as I forgot to delete the videos off of my device and I ran out of space. So, there we have it. Instincts. See? Next time, follow your instincts, and mine was to check that first, and I forgot. So, there we have it. So back to the idea of the animal instincts too. I was feeling just, again, this brown energy, this earth energy, and really reminding me and ourselves about the idea of self-care and the care that animals take with themselves and their bodies, and to really take a cue from them. And that's what I was hearing today was, take a cue from your animals about stretching and resting and sleeping and eating when you want, not by what the clock dictates or what your belief systems dictate. Allowing all of that. Sometimes we have to let go of everything we've ever done in order to figure out what and who we truly are, and to truly speak with our bodies and be in tune with our bodies like animals are. And as soon as I walked outside, I was hearing the crow. Now, I haven't really heard a crow, at least not in my awareness, for I don't know, maybe a few days or whatever, a couple weeks even. But today the crow was there. So I was invited to remind all of you that to look up the crow totem, animal totem, and explore that. And the instincts of the birds, and to, when we want to improve our own instincts, to simply ask an intention in our meditation to help me bring in the essences of the animals and their instincts and their wisdoms of whatever particular animal it is at a given time that I need in that moment, along with our spirit guides. They are our spirit guides, along with our angels, along with our ancestors and the other guides. We forget that we have these animal instincts. That's why we call them our intuition, our instincts. Women's intuition, that mother instinct that a mother animal has for their young, her young, and the protectiveness of them, and the instincts when something isn't going right in their environment. We all have it. It's a matter of becoming more aware. Part of yoga, as I feel, is paying attention to your body, and actually you become aware of you and your body, and you let everything else set aside. Whether you're following a video or whether you're doing it on your own, it's a melding of the body and the mind, and allowing the spirit to come into your awareness. And animals never lose sight of that connection to their body, mind, and spirit. They don't question it. And so when I heard the crow this morning, it was like, or this afternoon actually it was, when I went out for my walk with Ranger, and I was even noticing how he and his coloring blends in with the grasses, and how animals, they blend in with the color schemes. He's the same color as the deer and the grasses, and how they blend in with one another. And I love watching him, and I love watching his awareness when he's outside, and the things that he smells and what he hears, and his instincts, how he senses things. And so I'm often taking my cues from him. And so it's interesting. I'm walking down the road, and you know, I've got all these colors and rocks and grasses, and the rocks are very, the stones and the dirt here is a very clay, reddish clay color. So you know, so I mean, there's literally just, you know, all this terrain to look at, and it was raining too, so it was a little muddy, and all of a sudden my instincts say stop and look down. Now, of all the things around me, what do I see but the smallest of feathers? And I don't know if you can see this in this light, but barely tinged in this orange clay color, if you will. And it reminded me of Grace, Amazing Grace, and the teeny tiny little feather from her. And how in that moment, my instinct said, stop and look down. I know those birds were talking to me, the avian collective, my angels, my spirit guides, saying, thank you for being aware and in tune and using your instincts. And I didn't have to stop. I didn't have to, and it was as if I didn't even really know. I was walking and I looked down and I saw the feather and I took a step and I said, wait a minute. Was that a tiny little feather? And I looked one step back and I looked down and I was like, look at that. And it was just incredible how that happened. So I was guided to the oracles today, and the earth magic by Stephen D. Farmer, the Native Spirit deck by Denise Lynn, and also the messages from our animal spirits. Yeah, I want to make sure I get that right. Yes, messages from our animal spirit guides, also from Stephen Farmer. So I was feeling all this energy, and it was interesting too, the colors on these Native Spirit deck, and the eagle flying, the eagle feathers. I saw the eagle yesterday perched in the tree, and was just watching it, just sitting there for, I don't know, at least an hour, just perched in that tree, patiently waiting, watching, waiting for its instinct to tell him just when the time was to take off. And it gets to the point where I even can't stand and watch with them anymore, because, you know, I've got to get on with my day and my time. So it's kind of interesting how I can come back even an hour later and they're still there. It's very, very astounding, actually, and I stand there in admiration of that ability, of that ability to just sit and focus and be, and just be itself, and just know. It knows. Wow, ancestors, generations, and look at the colors. I can't. So even our ancestors, our angels, our guides, I was reminded today too of the Lyran. Interesting ancestors. Thank you, Aunt Ruth, for reminding me. Generations. That I was thinking about her today, and that she always had cats too. So I was feeling this Lyran energy. I started, as a matter of fact, as soon as I started thinking about cats, I started thinking about the rest of my family members that have cats, and due to a conversation I was having with someone today. And so then I started thinking about her and how she always had cats. She was clairvoyant. Also, I'm certain she was the one who gave me this triangle pendant right before she passed. And I, to this day, believe when the internet first came out and she got really into it, even more than most people her age did. She was in her 70s at the time. And so she was really interested in it. Towards the end of her life, she had made a lot of friends overseas. And one of the last things she did was she went to visit her friends in Ireland and England. And there were certain things that she would say at that time that now when I hear them, now when I've heard them, I'm reminded of when she used to say them. And they were exact same things that Bashar used to say. And I have to really wonder now, it's like I know she's telling me, yes, I knew the triangle. The way she believed about things, the places that she used to visit, she was into antiques herself, and so there was a lot of connections there that I didn't get to explore, but now I'm putting some of those pieces together, and now I'm trusting the information that I get in my own meditations from her visiting me and the information she sends to me. And it's almost as if she's saying to me now, you know, of course I knew him and of him. And it's interesting for me to think that she found him even before I did. And I even that idea is pretty intriguing. And so very, very fascinating. One of her favorite words was bucolic, which means, you know, being out in the country and the ruralness, and how much I love being in the rural areas now, and how I couldn't wait to move away from the city, to be an apartment living, to have my own home and be in a neighborhood, and how I manifested all of these places that I've manifested were because it's all I could think of as a child was, I just want to live in one place. I just want to live in a house. I just want to experience being in a neighborhood kind of, you know, surroundings and with trees and woods and farm fields. And I got that. My parents had a farm when I was a kid, and I was happier at the farm than I was anywhere. And I couldn't wait to get there, and I didn't want to leave. And there was horses and cows and the smell of the farm and the farmland and going, I literally went out in the farm fields with my grandfather when he would go to harvest. And it was unbearably hot. And so, and he would say, you know, I'm out for the day. You know, if you want to come, you gotta tough it up. And so I did. And it was an incredible, and I realize now that the times that I spent when I first started making light language videos was in the woods and walking the farm fields and the special spaces and that I loved, and the birds. Oh my God, the birds that I would connect with out there. So following my instincts and realizing that all is intertwined, and how being alone in nature. And I pulled Sweat Lodge, and it's interesting because I was feeling a lot of Native American ties these last couple of days. I've been feeling the languages. I've been feeling my own Native American ancestors connecting with me the last couple of days. The shamanic energies, the shamanic council, the drum circles. We were talking about shaman today, and how the Native Americans, of course, revered the feathers, and of course the eagle feather and the knowledge. And I was thinking about owls, and owl wisdom. And actually we were watching eagles. I've been lots of eagles in my awareness. So I'm getting this idea now, the Sweat Lodge, of being in touch with nature, getting out there day and night, being one, becoming one with your body, your mind, your spirit, the animal kingdom, the wisdom of these animals, the archetypes, and how we share these archetypes with them, and spending this time in nature and in repose. I'm hearing in repose with our ancestors, and touching their hands through the cosmos, and grounding with that earth colors, that earth energy, that clay, orange. I have to laugh because orange actually was a big part of my day-to-day. Other people had orange in And I was just remembering that just now too. This orange energy is the sacral chakra energy. The connections to our family spirits, our ancestors, our grounding, the earth, how our ancestors understood the connection between our star families and the earth families and the earth and the animals. They understood these and the star. They understood the connections between all of that and how to speak to the elements. And so here we have again another deck with a bird archetype. And this is also a water bird as well. So we have the water and earth energy combined here. And I love these cards, the way they feel. They have this like ribbing to them, and so I love the texture, the way they feel in my fingers and my hands, like the earth does, and the sand and the soil when we're planting, and loving the earth and feeling the grass wherever you live, the tree bark, the leaves, the colors of the leaves wherever you live, and the types of trees that you live near, or whatever terrain. Is it sand? Is it soil? Is it farmland? Is it mountainous? Is it dry? Is it arid? Is it moist? Is it rivers and streams? I also grew up right along Lake Michigan, one of the largest, the Great Lakes are one of the largest sources of fresh water on the entire planet. And living near the lake was so big it looked like the ocean, and very, very cold, and a lot of Native American energy. A lot of the indigenous species lived around the Great Lakes and brought these languages, like the Pleiadian languages. Many of our Native American, and I say not just American, but Native spirits, our ancestors, the languages that came from the stars are here, and from our ancestors, and the earth languages that have been brought to us are from the stars, and they connected with them in these sweat lodges and these connections with the sun. We were talking about, I was discussing the sunrises today and the sunsets, and how I love watching the sunset. I'd never want to miss a sunrise. And then I think about, again, the orange of the sunsets, and the sunrise. And here we have the intermingling of the oranges and the yellows and the colors of the grasses that I was seeing today. Like this color, that's actually the color of the grasses today, and the color of the back of this card, and just being near the water and watching the sun, the sun sparkling off the water, and the light codes, and as the sun goes down, and how all the colors change over the lake and in the sky, and how we really are. Everything we see in our creation is an absolute representation of us. We are those colors. I need a nice long drink. Water is life indeed. Wellness hero, my buddy. My buddy Brian. I always think of him when he says that. Water's life. And Will Mitchell, water's life. Water. WW. Wendy, wonder, wind, water. And I've been taking photographs since I was about 9, and of nature, every animals and insects and the sun and the moon and grass and trees and everything I could possibly take pictures of. I've loved photography, and I've always wanted to be a photojournalist, and the sun, and taking pictures of the light and the light codes and the sunlight and the moonlight, and it never ceases to amaze me and excite me and enliven me. And interact with me and activate and empower me and connect me to these higher ideas, these channeling the languages. Check when I speak the languages out in nature, it's as if I'm literally connecting with the very one first soul, and every other soul and every other cosmos and star system and animal kingdom and every other possible hybrid being kind of combination that there is. And I feel like I'm connecting with every piece of sand and every blade of grass and every leaf on every tree, every single tree, every water droplet, every body of water, every one of you, every inhabitant within the earth, around the earth, above the earth, below the earth. I can't even begin. It's like connecting with the entire cosmos all the time. So Siamisa Teshina Italinkia. And here we have a bird, a condor. Oh, wow. Look at the wingspan of that. And the myriad of colors. Now this one, we've got the expansion of the blue, the water energy, the throat chakra, the purple, the huge wingspan. You're too enmeshed in the situation, so step back and see the bigger picture before making any decisions or taking action. So right now I'm hearing that we have to see from the perspective of the bird, the eagle, once again, to see the bigger perspective in order to connect quietly with our ancestors. We need to see the bigger perspective by spending time quietly with ourselves and in nature, with our bodies, with our minds. We're often so enmeshed in our current situations that we can't see the forest for the trees, as they say. We can't see the big picture because we're too embroiled in the drama, in the details, in the who, the what, the when, the why. We're not looking at it from the higher bird's eye perspective and allowing ourselves to be that. When I see a condor, when I think of a condor, I think of an enormous bird. And here we're talking about the eagles too. And then the back of these cards, again, the tree, the grounding, the energy, the earth, the air, the sky, finding the water, reaching for the water, reaching for the jewels, and helping, and our ancestors helping us by listening. We allow the words from our ancestors. We remember the things that we were taught that we forgot. We are allowing the ancestors we never even knew we were connected to send us information. The animal kingdoms, the spirit, all of every single archetype of absolutely everything speaks to us through the languages of lights, which means even your breath, even the sun, the moon, the light that shines off of everything on the earth. When you look into your own eyes, we were discussing the windows of the soul today and how you can look into your own eyes. This is part of this whole self-love project, if you will, of Bashar that he brought to us. For 49 days, we are challenged for 7 weeks, for 7 days a week, to look at ourselves in the eye and see the windows to our soul, our over souls, everybody that's connected to us. When we connect to ourselves, we connect to absolutely every single piece of our ancestry, which means galactic and everything, angelic. It doesn't matter. The beginning of you, the beginning of life, the beginning of source, the beginning of the elements. Niliana roa palokoingai ungo sapalesa ne. Sapiriasa no riaba korapari elangiero uambalokwa. Yanu hamoato sobohano goangia sadekilango. Semiaro si ohena colango solo ashanale kira kisubaro coniaro. Yama. Si wahuma ki unkwashe waholahana kosu kwashe mukwa kurani uani kwa muashua hiki asatasuku ateba ora hakai wali sanikwa hanukwa sebira sinoa hona kosokwa shakela kiadia sotoriamba kosonaria si shahaka soto sopogolanda kashorasa mi kwa hatu mi asukwa shnatu. We bow to you in equal harmonious gratitude, in equal harmonious peace. We bow to you and thank you for expressing your love, for expressing your archetype. For expressing your desire to connect with the animal kingdoms, to see as the bird sees from the highest perspective, to see as the animals that climb the trees, to see from the perspective of beneath the earth. For there are rivers and oceans and mountains and streams and sunlight beneath and within the earth that you have only yet to discover. There are civilizations and cities within and beneath and around the earth and on the moon that you have yet to discover. You have family within the mountains, within the streams, deep, deep, deep within the oceans. You have families that live and breathe as you do and as you do not. And we thank you for connecting to these now. For it is in your intention and your delight and your excitement and your love that you desire to connect that actually creates the portal and the doorway to allow for these connections. Nahila ki onda kesana wala kunana. So halogaliambo erokuya bo ohanagwa. So harokwa. For they exist and have always existed without your awareness. Yet with your awareness, it is a coming together. It is an opening of the doorways. It is an opening of the mountains. It is an opening of the secret pathways below, above, within, and around the earth. This is the doorway to opening the fifth dimension. This is the fifth dimension. When you begin to understand your ultimate and infinite, yes, but the idea goes much each of these are you and you them. It is literally becoming aware of yourselves. And in the literal sense of becoming aware of yourself, you become aware of yourselves. And looking into the eyes of yourself looks into the windows of the souls of all the souls that are connected to all the timelines and all the planets and all the moons and all the ideas and all the thoughts of everything there ever was and everything that you are. And this includes the DNA that you carry within you of every single other element of creation itself. You just do not understand this yet. And yet it is your awareness of this that locks the door, that unlocks the door up and opens the gateway for this coming together of this majestic meeting of all that lives within, above, beneath, around this planet and all planets. For all is you. And you are all that is and contain all that is. The illusion of the separation becomes apparent in this awareness. Yasona ishanar kilanki sanara palago inkora palasana ko abuku. Sata sibeleandar salekora sotokoyamba saraki sapelanda alani kikara sotopshalaki. O hatu koambasanikia. Ina intuko anko ishana balako iya soto ba yanto sapala ankia sata sese. Pashanaro ilakakia. And we feel the rise in your frequency now. As you allow these words to wash through you like water through sand. And we are one with you. Now and always. Now and in all ways. Mahala. Namaste. Yashanakia. Thank you all for being with me in this way in the snow. And I greet you all in divine equality and peace and complete harmony. In knowing that we truly are one.